Hiya, we meet again. In today's installment of making another character into Limbus Id, named still pending work. And today, I've made Silver, straight from Deadlock, the gun-to-teen girl variant of a werewolf that goes through the ritual just to get a better life. In Deadlock, she has her special gimmick for her game plan, which is switching between her human form and her werewolf form, and thus having 2 kids. But how will that translate into Limbus? But that will be my job to think about it. First of all, yes, I'm using Rodion as the signal that will get the ID. The reason is simple actually. It's because of this. The goal. Silver's goal in the ritual is to get money and sort her life out. Remember Rodion's reason for joining Limbus Company? Making cash. That's it. Not really. But still, this is literally Rodion's goal for joining Limbus Company. Also, she says she's snarky, paranoid, and messes her bounties. Just like Ishmael actually. This is such tendencies. And snarky. But still, Zaba is spending all her money on alcohol. Change alcohol with snacks. And that's it. That's why it's Rodion. It's the most basic bitch ever, but fuck it. So first of all, she has 4-7 movement speed, 264 health. She's not that tanky. 22 defense. She's not that tanky. And this normal slash, weak to pierce, ineffective to blunt for reasons. And stagger threshold has 2, 60 and 25. Also, as a side note, she is a 000 ID, because 000 ID gives you the most flexible shit there is. You're very much restricted at 00, man. Dude. Hell, I think she's a bit on the faster side. But first of all, always the passive. Start encounter with 0 bloodlust. Gain bloodlust through various means. Dealing bleed and count inflicted, aka bleed and put each bleed potency and count potency. 3 bloodlust every time you shoot someone with your wolf talk around. We'll talk about this later. Bloodlust every time you crit. You specifically crit. Gain 1 bloodlust, 3 bloodlust every time you crit. Gain 1 bloodlust every time bleed is triggered regardless of the unit. You have a fuck ton of ways to gain bloodlust. But what is bloodlust? This is bloodlust. Max stack 75. Offense level +1 for every 15 stack. Defense level +1 for every 25 stack. At max stack you get 5 offense level up and 3 defense level up. But you can only get 25 stack per turn. Good. And this is Wolf Talker round. Your unique ammo. Spend when using certain skill, has a max stack of 7. Cancels attack when lacking ammo. When spent, gain +2 poise count and inflict 1 bleed. You gain poise count when shooting people. When you have 75 bloodlust, convert bloodlust into Lycan curse and enter the Lycan form state. Basically, popping ego, like Sora. At 0 Lycan curse, convert Lycan curse into bloodlust and exit Lycan form state, aka convert bloodlust into Lycan curse. When this is over, Lycan curse convert back into bloodlust at 0. Has to preserve specifically at 0. And at turn end. God damn it, I have to rewrite that now. First and turn end. Turn start at 0 Lycan curse. Convert Lycan curse into bloodlust and exit bloodlust and exit Lycan form state. And this is the buff you get. Just for entering, you gain 25% extra max HP and heal the same HP equal to extra max HP. In that, you gain the 25% extra max HP. I mean, you get hit 20%, I guess, of these extra max HP. I think that's how I word it. While in Lycan form, on kill you gain 25 Lycan curse. You lose 9 Lycan curse at turn end. If you do not use any skill, you lose 20 Lycan curse instead. Defensive skill count if you got hit or triggered. We'll talk about it later. So if you do not get hit and does not trigger your defensive skill, it will not count into using any skill, and thus you will lose 20 Lycan curse. When stagger, you just lose 45 Lycan curse, ignoring the restriction. One per encounter. Correct? Yep, correct. And of course, you use a different set of skills. No shit. And when exiting Lycan form, you lose half poise potency. You are bleed poise. Hooray! Another bleed poise unit from Deadlock. Holy shit. This is your last passive. We'll talk about this later. This Hail of the Dog. This is your gun. And start encounter with Cyber Stalker round. Skills that spend Wolf Stalker round deal Wolf Stalker round spend times 10% more damage. Deal 10% Wolf Stalker about to be spent. That will be spent times 10. Times 10% more damage. Max 30%. Gain 5 blood last when triggering reload. Yep, when you reload, full reload by the way, not this turn, and gain 1, you gain 5 blood last. And at turn start, while at Lycan form, this Lycan form, and at plus 20 muzzle, you gain 1 skill slot. The skill slot reserve, aka the selection that you have, will mirror the leftmost slot. At the moment of its generation, when you generate the new skill slot, it will mirror the leftmost skill slot, the skill reserve. Ignore skill slot limit and not count it towards skill slot total skill slot. At turn start, while in Lycan form and at plus 20 loose muzzle, gain 1 skill slot. The skill reserve mirrors the leftmost slot, aka it mirrors the skill that is within the reserve for the leftmost slot. If your leftmost slot have 2 skill 3 and 1 skill 3 and 3 skill 1, you will get that, and it mirrors it at the moment of you gaining that skill slot. Ignore skill slot limit, and it is not counted towards skill slot limit. Basically, this is like Sakai. Not even that's better than Sakai. Sakai counts towards the max limit. This does not. You just get another one. This identity counts as an identity that inflicts bleed and poise. Good shit. The Hour of the Hunt. This unit has Bloodlust. If this unit has Bloodlust, aka in human form, gain 5 Bloodlust once per turn. If you hit the rest, you gain on hit 5 Bloodlust. Gain 1 poise for every Wolf Stalker round spent, maximum 3. And if this unit is in Lycan form, your Wolf form, turn end you gain 2 loose muzzle and 2 muzzle count. This is your special poise. And at turn end, gain half of Lycan curse. Consume this round. This is Lycan curse. max attack 75, min max speed plus 2, offensive level plus 5, defensive level plus 3. You get that from Bloodlust, max Bloodlust. Gain 1 more loose muzzle, potency and count. This is 3 loose muzzle, potency and 3 loose muzzle count. Convert poise into loose muzzle. Takes 20% less damage. Why? Look at this. 20% bullet this. Look at this. 20% bullet resist. And spirit resist. Yeah. Last 30% less damage altogether. Cool. On hit, with each offensive skill, lose 1 stack. You lose 1 stack. So this is why you get 2 extra movement speed. This. And this is your bonus HP when you transform into. This will be converted later. You should remember this fire rate, by the way. Oh yeah, and on kill, right? That one. This. On kill gain 25. This is the refresh. Also, Way of the Bounty Hunter is the support. When an ally with the most points or unique points crits, legal bleed on hit, twice per turn. That is why this is bullshit right here. You need own 2 last and Brightless 3. Because of course you do. Bright skill inflicts bleed on hit, once per skill, twice per turn. This only works if you can hit things twice, by the way. Like all Seal Ishmael. The Blade lineage can support this shit. Because Chinokun Honglu has last. And if you want to, Blade lineage Otis has last. Good luck. And then loose muzzle. This is loose muzzle. The same poise. Everything is the same. And then except this. Critical hit deals 1.5 times loose muzzle on self times 1.5%, max 20% damage. AKA this you add another 20%. That's it. This max out at 20% and you times 1.5 again. You add to this. I don't know how that works, but it works like that. So you times 1.5 and then you add another 20% damage. Critical hit deals bonus bleed on target times 1.2 rounded down. Last damage, once per skill. A bit broken? Probably. If this is a bit broken, then add once per turn. Focus volley will come out later, and I like this fucking status. This attack type. This targeting type, I mean. Focus on main target. This is basically the reverse of unfocused volley. If the main target dies or reaches the minimum fixed HP, aka 1 HP, select a random sub-target as a main target. Now, the first skill is Entangling Bola, which is this skill right here. We should see the Deadlock first, because this shit is simple. On hit, this is on hit. If you hit, minus 25% movement speed. The cooldown is fucking hard to convert, but this debuff duration. So debuff is slow, preventing movement speed or stamina. aka you are hard to move. You cannot move for very fast and you got hit by this. That is why this has bind. One bind, but still. This is the usual. This power plus 1 if Wolf Sakura is about to be spent. Aka a few things. I think this is maxed at 15 or something like that, but still pretty good. At 7 plus poise count. Yes, poise count, you gain 1 point power. You know why? Gain 2 poise. Remember, every time you spend Wolf Sakura, you get 2 poise. This is already full poise count at skill 1. You just need to remember to reload. Skill 2, Boot Kick. This, you gain plus 1 poise. This is the same. This is you gain +1 coin power for every 8 poise count on self and 8 bleed on target max 2. And then this gain +1 poise, and then the final coin deal 30% more damage is because of this. Put kick. Dash forward and kick someone. You shoot someone and you hit, you deal bonus damage. Simple. Restore 2 stamina. This should be restore SP, but I don't know. I think it's too strong, so nah. Just pure damage. This is also debuff. The enemy deal minus 35% less damage. I don't think I put it here. Yeah, I don't. This is just the damage. This is also the best way for you to actually inflict your bleed count. And this just has better clashing than this. And then slam fire. This is slam fire. Slam fire is this. You instantly reload and get bonus fire rate. This doesn't matter because this is one skill. Fire rate is hard, man. And then this deal current damage as your target's current damage, the one you just shot. Deal 15% weapon damage. If all of your shots hit, deal plus 7% current health as damage. This turns into 9.5% current health as damage. This is why this has the slam fire in Limbus Company have this. I add if all coin hit, deal 50% of final coin as damage. Because using HP percentage in a game like Limbus is bullshit. I just rather have this. If all coin hits, deal 50% of final coin damage, this one, as blunt damage. Oh yeah, she's also mono blunt. Reload before attack, you just reload, you gain 5 immediately at using skill 3, which is slam fire. Gain final power plus 1 at 8 poise count plus bleed. Deal 25% more damage if the target is above 50% HP. No, yeah, just damage. Basically just damage. Bestial Instinct is... Oh yeah, wait. This also you gain 2 poise and 2 poise count. This is 2 poise count, 2 poise count, 2 poise count, 2 poise count. That is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. You get 8 poise count. Holy shit. 8 poise count. With 4 poise. This is good. But you have only 1 copy of it. And you dump your ammo. No wait, you don't dump ammo. You reload first. This is broken, man. Bestial Instinct. Turn and you reload. Gain final power plus 1 for every 10 poise count on self. This is my original defensive skill. Just evade. Gain 1 poise for evading. Gain 3 bloodlust for every skill fully evaded. Yeah. But at 75 bloodlust, you get this skill. This is your Lycan skill. Tail whip first. Also wait, Hail of the Dog, the gun. Transform into loose muzzle. Yep. And this attack stacks fire rate, aka the more you hit things, the faster it got. But yeah, first of all, tail whip. This is tail whack. The same. I just mistype it, but who cares? I mean, it's basically the same. Smash the enemies around you, deal spear damage. They suffer from disarm and bleed slow. Smash enemies around dealing spear damage. They suffer from disarm and bleed slow. This is 25 damage, minus 40% movement speed, aka this is bind. Disarm means attack power down, because you can attack. Which is why it's also AoE, by the way, it has a pretty good AoE. Which is why this is a focus volley. You target one, you gain loose muzzle, you gain 3 loose muzzle and 1 loose muzzle count. Of course you do, you get 2 and 4. At 20 loose muzzle, you get an extra coin 3. This is strong, by the way, and this is a gimmick at Lycan. He gains coin. You will see. After attack, you lose 5 Lycan cost. And remember, each attack, each on hit, you lose 1 Lycan curse. The more you hit, the more Lycan curse you burn through. But if you hit the Bright Rash, it reimburses half of it, round it down. But of course you do. On hit, inflict 3 bleed. On hit with unbreakable coins. This is skill 2 is unbreakable. This coin target hits all targets of the attack and deal 25% total damage dealt by this coin divided by 3 blunt damage. Fun. On hit, lose 2 muzzle and plus 1 muzzle count. Green 2 lose muzzle and plus 1 lose muzzle count. More poise. And here, inflict 2 attack power down next turn and inflict 2 bind next turn. You know why that is? And then third coin just inflict bleed count plus 1. And then inflict bleed down plus 1 again. Because this. And you are getting a fuck ton of lose muzzle. You do not need, if you've been using your normal skills, you have a fuck ton of poise count. That's only to lose muzzle. Yeah, which is why in human form, you use your gun to stack up poise count. Hopefully. You reload, you stack more poise count. When you turn into a wolf, you stack up poise potency. Easily, might I add. The second one is Molding Leap. The same as boot kick, this thing is so simpler. Leap forward and holding the first enemy on hit for melee damage. Blah blah blah. This have a bullet resist down and takes spirit damage over time. This I cannot replicate. I mean I can. This is bleed. But this bullet resist down, you will get fragile. Yep. Why 3 coin? You scratch. You jump. You slam into someone like here. You bite. This is where you get the unbreakable coin. And then you normal attack you just scratch some more. Which is why here you inflict 2 bleed and on hit you gain 1 loose muzzle and plus 1 loose muzzle count. 2 loose muzzle. But at plus 10 loose muzzle you get an extra coin 1. This one at minus 3 coin power before using coin 2. Cool. And at plus 20 loose muzzle you get an extra coin 3 with minus 3 coin power. Yeah. But the coin 3 doesn't do anything, you just damage. But you are bleed, so who cares? Just keep scratching. It does not like you eat through rupture or thinking. And the final skill is go for the throat, aka this one. This heals people and heals you. Specifically people, I mean you. Go for the throat in Deadlock deals melee damage and you heal for a portion of the damage dealt, just like the Blood Fiends and the Tingle Assault. 40% lifesteal. This is because this is 1 strike. This will not be one. This is 1 strike 2 in Limbus Company, but I twist it up a bit. So this is a skill 3, an ultimate. And by this, lose muzzle, at plus 10 lose muzzle, you gain an extra coin 1. At 20, you gain an extra coin 2 with minus 4 coin power. And this at minus 5 coin power. This is how you stack the power, by the way, by getting more coins. The connection are just more fucking coins. After attack, you lose 18 Lycan curse. The first hit, which is twice, you gain more lose muzzle poise count. More lose muzzle count. And then the second one, bleed count and potency. This is also bleed. This is how much is this? This is 4 lose muzzle count. 3 times 6 potency. 10 and 6. 10 potency, 6 count. And which is why I tell you, you will lose half of your poise after you transfer back into human. because your poise generation here is bullshit. And then the third unbreakable coin, which is the bite of 87.
Was that the bite of 87?
Which is this? This is the bite. You deal 4% missing health as damage and 25 life steal, right? Deal 4% of the target's missing HP as pierce damage. Maximum 45. The target, if you are hitting the mooks, the small trash people, the minions, you will kill them because you have a factor of coin. The boss in Limbus Company have around 7k or 8k. Yeah, you will hit the 75% max condition right here. 4% is a lot for someone with 4000 health or more even. On hit, heal HP by 40% of the damage dealt by this coin. You can heal up to 50%. 50% of this skill's current max HP. And then on crit, you reuse this coin. And only use little bit once on the reuse coin. Oh yeah, you also get this by the way. You bite again, you get this, and then the reuse. And then on guarantee crit. Yep. Which is why this is skill 3. You get what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coin. 6 coin. The 6 coin of doom. And then this, Visceral Intimidation. Gain 1 clash power for every 6 bleed. You gain +1 clash power and attack weight at 5 full muzzle. Then you gain another +2 clash power and +1 attack weight. At 20 you gain another clash power, 2 clash power, so this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 17. This clash at 17 max. So, yep. You are not supposed to use this at the first turn, but this is at your third turn so that you don't lose your icon cost. But you will still lose icon cost because at turn end you lose 9. You can only hit 7 with this. Not even 7, you can only hit like, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can hit 5 people. This is just your your Lycan cost will hang on a bit longer. That's it. On hit, you gain to lose muzzle. But yeah, you gain lose muzzle potency. You gain 1 Lycan cost, and then inflict attack power down and 1 damage down. Next turn. No, the howl is a wolf howl. You ow, and then they get fucking scared. Yep, that's it. Bit too strong, maybe. But you know, I want some IDs to just play that with this. You just don't get final power. You get coins, more coins with minus power, heavily nerf power. This is basically +1. Yeah, you get a +1 total power, but you get another hit of this. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. This needs to be tested. But this is an idea for you to just play with bonus coin. Yep, that's it. Also, she's basically she's a loser actually. If you think about it, when she touches the wolf. How do you balance this? I don't know. How do you balance it? I don't know. I don't count the Lycan cost shit. I just approximate it. But still, I guess that is all. I would think I will post this at on my YouTube post and Twitter, I think. Nah, not Twitter, YouTube. But that is all. If you stay until the end, thank you for listening to my ramblings. I hope you like my videos and find this very much fun for me to discuss. And you are welcome to ask anything that you find problematic about my cat at the comments below. And that is all. Thank you